Well, a new week of gaming begins on Pity Pit, it's called. Something that we got in one of the sales a couple of weeks ago. Gaming friend has already played it and it's supposed to be quite fun. It's also apparently quite quick as well, but from the title screen it looks quite interesting. Easy daisy soft, which means it is pretty quick. It'll be under 2 hours, put it that way. So let's see how it goes. So a little bit of playing, about half an hour to 40 minutes, and it's done. As you can see, the traditional in the bottom corner. Nice way you unlocked all the achievements in this game. Oh, because we've completed it, we'll give a little clip of what it looks like. Sort of like an old one on the PlayStation I used to play called Mr. Driller, except this is with a pickaxe. Obviously because I'm filming playing one-handed, which makes it a little more difficult. Oh, a bit of a selection of what it looks like. So 10th completion of the year done. Well, it's Monday and as always it's recycling time. So maybe you've seen the ice. So start with the cardboard and the cartons. Not as chilly out as you would think. Off this week, and that's recycling done for the week. Well, for Tuesday morning, something different. The LFC Foundation Careers Uncovered, which is a meeting we've been invited to by a friend, so hopefully it goes pretty well, using Zoom for the first proper time as well. So, gaming wise, we're on Child Delight. Anyone who watched last week's video, only 2 people seen it so far. So, I think I'm talking to myself at the moment doing these videos, but hey ho, someone might watch it, you never know. Child Delight is in pursuit of the Warboats challenge, because we've got this and Mafia 3 to do, so this is what we're starting on. So, Mobile Mahjong by Microsoft. It's a new version of the Mahjong games, which have been on Windows in the past. It's a lot different playing it on iOS, of course, because it's a smaller screen. It also means it's quicker to be able to click from tile to tile. So, let's have a go. So, Thursday morning, it's the second of the Careers Uncovered LFC Foundation ones. Filming this after the events, because basically the other day we filmed it before it, we didn't know what to expect. And it was a very insightful one. The one on Tuesday was more coaching focused, and obviously not being involved in football coaching, it wasn't as interesting personally. This one was more about the business side of it and about ambition, and well, anyone who watching this knows ambition's not something that's very fluent in me at the moment, because this series itself, the video from last week, got 2 people watching it. And when you've got 450 people subscribed to you, 2 people viewing you doesn't help your ambition whatsoever, because it means that this has basically become like a diary for myself to watch back. But it's a good one, and maybe more events next week. Well, it's not a record because we haven't had one of them since the 18th. It seems to be few and far between. We only had 4th, 15th, and the 18th. But as you can see there, the reason for this update is that after 198 days, because obviously tomorrow's 199 being a Friday, and because we started it on a Tuesday, it'll never be an even, so 40 weeks will be 199. 200,000 lifts. Now, they may not all be perfect over time, but 200,000 is pretty good. We're now up to 1550 before the pre, we're now up to what looks like a tally chart, 111s on the averages. But 200,000, so the next goal is 225, which the rate of 30,000 a month will probably come by the end of February. Then 250, because the way we're in a lockdown at the moment, I can see me reaching the goal of doing it every single weekday for the full year, which is coming up on April the 28th. A long way, but 200,000, I'm happy with that. Well, as you'll have seen earlier on, we got the Warboats for Child Delight by getting to Act 9. And because there's only 10 acts on the game, it was a case of, well, why not just do the last one? Because all the achievements on it were basically done. I was waiting there so you could see it. The nice way you've unlocked all the achievements in this game. It's a game that I started a long time ago. It says it all for completing a game that on the 29th of January 2021 I finished a game that I started on the 2nd of January 2016, 5 years from start to finish. But I'm glad I've come back to it because it is a really good game to do. Well, the last remaining game needed for the Warboats completion is the Mafia 3. This is now called the Definitive Edition. It won't be done before the end of the month, I wouldn't have thought, because there's a lot of work needed for this one. He's why we did Child Life first, but Mafia 3 Definitive Edition. Well, Friday morning, as you can see from the Liverpool insignia, was done doing the workshop for the Careers Uncovered we've been doing this week. Obviously, because it was an invite rather than the main event, we couldn't film the invite itself, it was just an email. But for the session itself, it was discussing an activity which was basically focused around the future. So you're on a desert island, what would you pick items wise? Obviously, the main three was the matches, fishing, equipment and water. Obviously discussing about ambition, about CVs and a voice discussion, so it was actually nice to be in something where you can discuss with a voice, and it's something that after this set of programs that we're currently doing, I'd definitely recommend for other people to try. Well, what was a good gaming week until earlier this morning when Mafia 3 decided to glitch on the one story mission I needed to complete the Warboats one, so that's now left open-ended. We're on Donut County to try and add to a good month to make it the most unlocks we've ever done in a month at over 350. If we ever do the last hit. But Donut County, we've done nice work, all achievements unlocked. And we'll just give a quick demo of the game itself. Apologies about the reflection. You're basically a hole in the ground that has to take things away. So, in terms of new games for the month, the last day of the month, Jump, Step. It's been one we've been looking at for a while. And as you can see, the clips being done after we've completed it with a nice work, unlocked all the achievements in the game. I'll just show you a little clip of how the game plays. It's basically a program game. This is one that's anyone who's looking for something to keep the kids happy when they're homeschooling. It's like a programming game, so you've got to basically get from one side to the other and work out how to do it. There's a good completion, and with this and one more on Mafia, sadly, which is broken, it'll take us to 375 for the month. Best month by some distance in terms of gaming. Well, I always say there's a reason I don't do the Sunday night video until the end of the night. I'm glad as well that I've waited tonight, because at just on 5 to 10 at night, there's been a bit of a surprise. The Mafia 3 one, which was broken, the story achievements, which I needed to complete the Warboats, all 17, it's out of 17. Just literally sitting here watching the Liverpool documentary on Sky Documentaries, which is brilliant by the way, and up pops on the computer, on over there, obviously it happened. We have a thing where you unlock something, it comes up on the computer through the Xbox app and on the actual console itself. Because we're not on the game, it was a bit of a surprise to see an Xbox notification that up it pops. There it is there, yet here we are with the Warboats next to it. It was done at 2:38 this morning, which has been popped. What it also means is we end January with Warboat completed. Brilliant. All 5 boats sunk, 17 hits. Where it gets interesting is that we just booted up Mafia itself, and there it is. According to the console, it hasn't popped. So, completed Warboat, but it'll be interesting to see when that pops.